What's up, guys? Long time no see. First of all, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or whatever we say now that doesn't offend too many people. First of all, how are you? It's been a while. It's been too long. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's move past. Anyway, guys, it's nearly 2020. It's nearly the end of this decade. What? 10 years has just flown by. It is crazy. And I know there's just someone who just walked by in the back. He's probably looking at me. This is weird. La why? Anyway, 10 years has, oh my God, I'm thinking. 10 years has just flown by. It's incredible. It's nuts. And that's kind of what I want to chat about today. I mean, like, what has been happening? What has happened in the past 10 years? To start this recap off, I've got to go all the way back to 2009. 2009 was a huge turning point in my life. It's the first major milestone, at least that I can remember. But anyway, the reason it was a huge turning point in my life is because little did I know, but I was about to make a huge choice. And that was for me to get off drugs. I had quite a history with a lot of drugs, and I finally got the courage to call my mom and tell her about everything that I had been going through, everything that I had done, and she took it a hell of a lot better than what I thought any parent would take their child admitting that they had been addicted to heroin for a good couple of years. Anyway, she put me on the next bus from Cape Town to Johannesburg and eventually put me into rehab, and I am so grateful for that. I'm not going to bore you with all those details. I'll do that another day. But here's the thing. I'm one of those people that if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to go out of my way and do whatever I can just to prove you wrong. And I say this because one of the things that has got me to where I am today is the words one of my drug counselors said to me. And she said that you, Anton, you are never going to be able to get off drugs. You are going to wind up in rehab again and again because of your addiction. And I said, you know what, fine. I'm gonna censor myself. I said, you know what, fine. I'll prove you wrong. Of course, censored my words a little bit there for the masses. But she told me that I can't do something, and I proved her wrong. I have. I'm here today. Anyway, I did my time in rehab. I got out. I moved to London with other plans in my mind. Originally I moved to London because I was wanting to join the army, the British Army. Why? Because honestly, I like the boots. The boots are cool. But things took a different turn for me, and I chose to go down a different path, and I found myself enrolled at Barnet College, another university. Did more time there. It was good. I got another piece of paper that says I can do something. Anyway, I'm going to skip over a lot of details because I'm just doing a quick catch-up. Past 10 years for me. Anyway, towards the end of 2010, I had moved from England back to South Africa, and I had fun. Found myself doing odd jobs here and there, mainly sales, and that was great for a while. Had some great friends. And then another huge turning point for me. It was difficult, and it's still kind of difficult now, although like I've accepted it, is in 2013 when my best friend Adrian passed away. He had committed suicide, and I got the phone call at 5 a.m. in the morning to tell me about this news, and it hit me hard, and my head spun out big time. I couldn't process the news. I couldn't process anything that had been going on around me. I couldn't focus at work, so eventually I left work, and I just found myself spiraling out of control. I did not go back into drugs, which I'm kind of proud of, but I found myself spiraling into darkness, into depression, and I couldn't get myself out of it. And in 2013, I made a choice. Like after Adrian's funeral, I made a choice to get myself out. So I did. I made a choice. I sat down and I told myself, it's like, listen, there's only two ways you can go about this. One, you could sit here, spiral into darkness, fall victim to depression, and follow Adrian. Which is, honestly, it was something I was considering, because that's where my mind was, right? It's my best friend. Closest thing that I've ever had to a brother. Or you could get out of this. You could get out of this comfort zone. You could stop feeling sorry for yourself. You could do something. Just do something different. And I did. I took option number 2, and I thought to myself, it's like, what is the most different thing I could do right now to get me out of this? And I chose to come to China. Right? And sorry if I'm feeling okay, sorry, something weird was happening out there. So I chose to go to China. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, right? I had not done any research. I just made the decision on a whim. I made the decision. I applied for my visa. I got my visa within maybe about a month or so. Yeah, I think it may have taken about a month. All right, so got my visa, booked my plane ticket. Within 2 months of making this decision, I had landed in China, Beijing. Although there are better places, this is just close to home. Right, found myself in Beijing, and I didn't come alone. I came with my then girlfriend at the time. Although that relationship didn't really last long at all after arriving here. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. So I'm in Beijing, got a job, my first time. I'm a teacher, making a difference, right? Doing something I had never done before, in a place that I have never been and know very, very little about, right? Anyway, so in Beijing, maybe about a month and a half, right? My head is still a bit meh. Although I was getting better. I came home from a work function one night. I think it was, I can't remember what type of function it was. Anyway, I came home and there was a note on my bed saying, taking my things, I've moved out, I'm leaving you. I was like, what? All right, cool. So there I was, alone in a different country. I did not speak the language at all. I still speak very, very little Mandarin. It's not an easy language. Anyway, there I was, alone at home in a new country, new environment. My head still not quite where it should be. But I said to myself, it's like, you know what? You're single.
Nothing holding you back. Go out, have fun. And I did. I went out. I met a lot of new people. I had tons of fun. And eventually, somewhere down the line, I met a girl. I mean, it wasn't that quick. I'm speeding things up again. Anyway, met a girl. Yeah, I met a girl. We started dating, we started having fun. We clicked and, things happened. What started off as a fling turned into a relationship. That relationship grew. And I was starting to feel happy again, right? Moving forward, even further down the line, I had just quit my job I just quit my first job in Beijing. It's another long story about that. But instead of having this fear of oh my God, you've just left your job, what are you gonna do? It was like, you know what? I feel good. We went out, we had more fun, had lots of fun. And I remember looking at her, and it probably wasn't the most romantic gesture. It wasn't the most perfect setting, but you know what? It was real. I was sitting in the back of the taxi and I looked at my girlfriend, and I just knew then, it's like, yeah, this is the one. And I proposed. I asked her to marry me in the back of a taxi. That's my proposal story. And thankfully, she said yes. Woke up the next morning, she did ask me if I remembered what I said, and I said, yeah, I wasn't that drunk. Anyway, moving even further along, we got married. We didn't want a big wedding. We wanted something very small. Just a few friends. Maybe one or two friends, and then family. That's all we wanted. And we had a beautiful wedding, an amazing wedding in Thailand. Because the reason we chose Thailand as our first wedding, hopefully it's the only wedding. The reason we chose Thailand for our wedding is because it was the destination we first went as a couple on holiday. It was our first holiday together, and we decided to go back to Thailand, and it was great. Moving forward to what year are we in? 2019 now. All right, so to beginning of 2017, I had to go back to South Africa, first time in a good couple of years. The reason I had to go back to South Africa is because my dog ate my passport. Yeah, my dog ate my passport. Literally 3 weeks before I had to renew my work visa. I was like, holy shit. I honestly wanted to... I'm not going to say it. Yeah. Right? I was not happy. I was not happy at all. And anyway, so I was hopped on the plane, landed in South Africa, met up with some great friends again, who I stayed with for about a month. It took me almost a month to get everything sorted out, all the documents that I needed for my passport, my South African ID, which I think I've lost again. Anyway, I had to spend a lot of time getting all this stuff together. Sorry, I'm pacing back and forth. I don't know. But yeah, but whilst I was there, about maybe about a week into my stay in Johannesburg, my wife gives me a phone call and gave me probably the best news I could have ever received. That was the news that we were pregnant. We were expecting my first child. And I know some that news might freak a lot of people out, might scare a lot of guys. And you know what, like, I guess it might be natural to be scared or afraid, not knowing what to do, like what's going to happen next or what the next step is. But I remember upon hearing this news, I was so overwhelmed with joy, because that's all I've ever wanted. I've wanted a family. I've always wanted that. Moving on, 9 months later. Oh yeah, of course, I made it back to China. Hi, yeah, I'm here. But moving on, 9 months later, the birth of my boy. Right? Birth of my boy, Daniel Adrian Freeling. Daniel Adrian Freeling. Named after my best friend, Adrian, and his brother. My boy is almost 2 now. Next month he's going to be 2. That's... Again, I'm still happy. But here's what it comes down to. All that has happened in 10 years. That's crazy. What's going to happen in the next 10?